I'd love to know how you'd color something like camouflage in the environment the camouflage was designed for, without it becoming muddy up close or at a distance. I think this is a super interesting challenge, because I'm mostly known for bright, surreal, retro comic-inspired palettes, but let's see what we can do. I looked at images of soldiers in camo, and I immediately noticed that the giveaway is the shadows, either because the people are backlit by bright skies, or because their clothing doesn't reflect light the way the foliage behind them does. As a result, if you squint, you can see their form as a darker silhouette against the rest of the environment. So, keeping that in mind, let's recolor this panel from Interdimensional 2, where Lydia has already drawn us a nice scene up in the trees, with a lot of sky, branches, and where I've already suggested a canopy of foliage with my coloring. First, I'll sample some nature colors from the background for our camouflage scheme, on both the outfits and the bike. Already, because of the composition, the figures are dark against the bright sky. But we can use a more colorful shadow than you'd expect to keep pushing the contrast without losing the charm of a bright, comic booky style. Just to make sure it's clear that they're wearing camo, I'll take a tan and spackle over the green outfits with some light suggestion of a pattern. The key here is not making the pattern too defined, or it will fight the definition in the line art. And we have one last trick we can unleash, which is painting lightly over the line art on everything in the background, while leaving the lines black around the foreground figures. It's subtle, and you probably wouldn't immediately notice it if I didn't point it out, but it greatly helps with definition and depth. Now, I know what you're thinking. The bright sky is doing a lot of the work of creating the contrast here. But what if you want your environment to be much closer in tone to the camo outfits? Well, let's take this other drawing, which I've set up in the same way, and now push the background to suggest much denser foliage, using the exact colors from the character's outfit for the background. Now, here's where we can use one last tool, textural variation. I'll use a halftone pattern across the whole background. And now, if we turn the lines off, you can see the figures start to be defined by that lack of texture. And if we want even more definition, we can use rim lighting in key areas around her body and bike. So that's my quick attempt. And if you'd like to try your hand at coloring this drawing, we just released the layered line art file and color palette here.